Now, very sad news. Ozzy Osbourne, the singer of Black Sabbath, as well as obviously having a tremendous solo career as a heavy metal pioneer. He died today. I actually don't even know how he died yet, but we're going to find out together. I would imagine his family is very upset. But at the very beginning of this, I will just say the following. If you're not super familiar with Ozzy Osbourne's like behavior in the 80s, and you know what I mean? It's like, the fact that this guy lived this long is a miracle, okay? He made it to 76. Ozzy Osbourne made it to 76. This dude was getting on his knees and snorting lines of ants mixed with blow and heroin in the 80s, okay? Like, this is the craziest dude to ever do it, all right? So we're going to get into that story. That's the headline story. Now, after we talk about Ozzy Osbourne, I'm just going to lead off with that. I'm not going to make you guys wait. It's a sad story. We're going to look at this story, though, that is wild. Tyson Beckford is now coming clean about a street fight with Diddy, and this got nuts. We're talking like street sweeper shotguns, all kinds of stuff. I had never heard this story before, and we're going to look at that. And also, in case you guys hadn't heard, what on earth? Get out of here. NBC is coming back at Diddy after Diddy filed a $100 million defamation lawsuit over their scathing documentary. It is going to be fascinating to see what happens with these lawsuits. You know what I mean? Because now he's been acquitted of all these crimes, dude. Like, at the end of the day, like, you got acquitted of this stuff. And so people who put out these documentaries and put out stories, I don't know, man. I was very careful in my coverage. That's why every time that you see me make an accusation at somebody, I am quoting someone else. That's not by accident. You know what I mean? That is not by accident. My mom and her dude, they asked me, oh, you ever get worried about like getting sued? I was like, hell no, man. That's why I always have a news story that I'm quoting for that exact reason. You know what I mean? So that is what we're going to do. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, and tell your friends, and go ahead and like this video. All right, so let's look at this Ozzy Osbourne story, and then we'll get to the Diddy stuff. So Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness who rose to fame with Black Sabbath, dies at age 76. He was the godfather of metal. Godfather of metal bit the head of a dead rat. Oh yeah. He bit the head of a dead rat off. I think he bit the head of a dead bat. I was gonna say it was a bat. I was going to correct them, but that's actually what they wrote. I just had the cursor over it, and so I said the wrong thing. He started his own reality TV show, once tried to strangle his wife, Sharon, in a drug-fueled episode in 1989. Leaves behind a legacy as one of the most colorful showmen in rock and roll. He was so crazy, dude. So crazy, okay? And I'm going to show you some of that stuff later, all right? So Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne, who shocked and awed his heavy metal band, Black Sabbath. He's died at 76. News of his death was announced by his family for many years. Fans felt that Osbourne must be indestructible. Again, if you are a person who has ever partied, like anybody who's ever kind of pushed the limit, right? And you have to admit at a certain point, you've kind of like looked at other people you knew raged, right? Like really, like raged much harder than you. And you're like, man, they're still kicking at 70. Like, I guess I don't need to be like that afraid. But, I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but, I don't know, man. That's, certainly something that I've done, like I thought about it. I'm like, all right, so, cause like dying's fucking scary, man. Super scary, especially when you have kids. You're like, I want to live for a long time. I want to see these kids grow up. I want to see them get married. I want to see them do all this stuff. And it's like, what did I do to my body? The fact that Ozzy made it to 70s, like if I don't live longer than Ozzy, that is crazy. You know what I mean? Which made me realize I should probably show you guys some of like Ozzy. Like this dude was a wackadoo. Okay, let's watch some of this.
And we're talking with the one and only Ozzy Osbourne. Good evening, Ozzy.
What?
Good evening, Ozzy.
Hello there.
How are you?
Fine.
Ozzy.
You get all these crazy people that come and throw this junk on stage, and I thought it was one of these rubber bats. I picked it up, and it was a real bat.
Was it alive?
Well, it was till I bit the head of it, The taste of bats is very salty. Tastes like salt.
Tastes like anything else?
Well, yes, but I can't really say that on the air, can I, really? What the fuck am I doing? I'm stuck on the weather channel. Ah! What the fuck is that?
Well, what do you do to relax?
Smoke marijuana.
You were joking when you said that, of course.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, not listening to that, dude. That's how you get demonetized.
I don't listen to new metal bands. I don't listen and go, give me the top 10 of the new metal. Because one of the dangers of that is if I start to like it, if something gets in my head, it'll come out my mouth, you know.
So you listen to a lot of Justin Bieber? Is that, are we gonna, Justin Bieber?
Who the fuck's Justin Bieber?
Good.
Ozzy, not wood! You could be done for manslaughter! Oh, he's going to the side of the house with him. Ozzy!
Too low to the window.
Can't listen to that either. But whatever, you guys get the idea, dude. The dude was a whack-a-noodle. The Godfather metal has survived decades of hard living, including drug and alcohol abuse, along with controversies such as Notorious moment he bit the head off a bat during a live concert in Des Moines, Iowa. In his later life, however, he was a reformed wildman who suffered a string of health issues, mostly related to neck injuries sustained in a 2003 quad biking accident, which were later exacerbated by a fall in 2019. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's that same year and has also endured a bout of COVID. Oh, no, he had COVID. Born in Birmingham, England, to a factory worker and mother to a... Okay, how did he die? He suffered intense bullying and claimed that he was repeatedly molested by bullies on his way home from school, which he left at age 15 to find local work as a horn tuner in a car factory and at a slaughterhouse. He also spent a brief stint in prison after his father refused to pay a fine incurred when he was convicted of robbing a clothing shop. Anyway, I am really trying to figure out how he died, though, because it apparently is, I mean, like, it's just so bizarre. Why? Like, everybody wants to know this. Everyone wants to know this. I don't understand. Why are they not, like, this is just so bizarre. I don't understand. Whatever. So apparently, okay, so let's just do this together. How did Ozzy Osbourne, die? There we go. So Parkinson's? They say he died peacefully. Okay, so Parkinson's. Anyway, died of Parkinson's. So that's very sad. You know, thoughts and prayers to the family, so on, so forth, etc. The guy was, he was a legend, dude. He was a legend. That guy, man, like I said, he fucked, dude. In the 80s, dude, no one went harder than that guy, you know. But I also wanted to show you guys this, you know, so Diddy is suing NBC for $100 million. And I want to see what they said back. Okay, so NBC, along with Peacock Ample Entertainment, has filed a motion to dismiss Diddy's defamation lawsuit over the documentary Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy. According to All Hip Hop, the media company argues they did not defame him, nor yada, yada, yada. But Diddy says they grossly exploited the trust of their audience and racing out to outdo their competition for the most salacious Diddy expose. Defendants maliciously and recklessly broadcast outrageous lies in Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy. In the purported documentary, defendants accused Mr. Combs of horrible crimes, including serial murder and sexual assault of minors, knowing that there is no evidence to support them I mean, that's the thing, dude, is like, everybody's been saying this from the beginning. Like, they made these documentaries. Why weren't they in the case? Like, why weren't they in the case? I mean, he makes a valid point here. Okay? Because if there really were kids that were victimized, then, like, why were they not in the case? Oh, probably because, you know, James Comey's daughter is protecting the other kitty diddlers. You know what I mean? In making and broadcasting these falsehoods, among others, defendants seek only to capitalize on the public's appetite for scandal without any regard for the truth and at the expense of Mr. Combs' right to a fair trial. Mr. Combs brings this lawsuit to hold defendants accountable for the extraordinary damage their reckless statements have caused. And he's still residing behind bars in New York City. That's so crazy that he's still in jail, dude. You know what I mean? Given that he got convicted of, like, nothing. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's listen to Tyson Beckford, though, because he tells a pretty crazy, wild story about his beef with Diddy. Check this out.
I know you and Diddy have had y'all things.
Yeah. I mean, I so want to tell a story about how we got into it in the street, and it's a real street story.
What happened?
I was standing in front of the tattoo parlor talking to a friend of mine, which I thought was my friend, and Groovy Lou pulled up with some girl, because you know that back then Bad Boy used to be around the corner from 5th and 19th or 20th Street, somewhere around there. So you know, I'm minding my business. He come up with this girl and was like, yo, take a picture with my friend. I say, yo, my man, I'm having a conversation. He was like, what you mean? And started getting tough with me. I said, yo, Lou, don't talk to me like that. Come on, we boys. And he was like, nah, I'll talk to you ever, whatever. I was like, nah, bro, this ain't happening. So then he swung on me. And yes. And I went back like this. I looked at my friend. Oh, no, he didn't. So we got to fighting. And I got to beating the brakes off that man. And then a NYPD officer came by on a motorcycle, and we stopped. And then by that time, if you look, I got a slice right here. So that's why I got that. I got 6 stitches in the top of my head because I ran him into the wall, and then my head also hit the wall. So blood's coming down my face. I have on a wife beater, a tank top, for those who don't know. So I put it on there, you know, the bleeding, you know, stop the bleeding. And the cop says, what's going on? We both were like, yeah, nothing. So he left. And then I went to go after Lou again. Lou ran around the corner. We didn't know where he went. He went upstairs to Bad Boy and brought down Puff and some other goons, maybe about 5, 6 people. So my homeboy, Wes, which we're not friends anymore, he dipped on me. So they start coming at me, and Puff start talking junk or whatever, and I'm backing up. I'm like, yo, my man, I don't want this. Y'all don't want this. So my Land Cruiser was on 6th Avenue or something. This was before 9/11. I had a pistol grip Mossberg in the back, which, you know, trust me, I know why I needed it. So I went to the back, opened the Land Cruiser, cocked it. I said, look, I only got 5 in here. Puff, you gonna get it first, and Big Man, you gonna get it first. The rest of y'all, I'm gonna shower you with it. So that was, you know, the gist of the whole story. And then Puff went and called my manager, and he was like, yo, Ma, your boy wild. She said, yo, he's Jamaican. Leave him alone. He will done you. So yeah, I mean, I could have saved the world a whole lot of trouble and took him out back then, but then where would I be?
What the fuck? I could have saved the world a whole bunch of trouble, but damn, then where would I be? That's a good question, dude. That is an excellent question. But you know, you didn't do it. Actually, it's not an excellent question. You'd probably be in Rikers, you know, for life. If you killed Diddy, you smoked Diddy with a shotgun. Although I don't know, dude. You know, I don't know if it would have been a really hard sell. It's like, hey man, he attacked me. I feared for my life, and I had to kill him and like 3 of his buddies. I'm just kidding. He'd have got life for sure. But it would have been a big show trial, just like Diddy, so that would have been fun. Anyway, I love you guys. Subscribe to the channel.